Hello, fellow grave crawlers, and welcome to ZTV Reviews. I am Paper Zombie, your host with you as always. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the first episode of the new show, Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry is the prequel to the movies It and It Chapter 2 and takes place in the 1960s. It promises to show us how Pennywise the Dancing Clown came to be and the reign of terror that descends on the town of Derry as a result. Okay, spoilers incoming. I was personally not impressed at all with the first episode. I feel like it didn't take us anywhere that we haven't already been before. But if before, with It and It Chapter 2, we were on the luxury version of the trip, this series is like the 2-cent low-rent version of that same trip. They didn't even bother to come up with a new plot or characters. The character we're first introduced to, Maddie, is just Georgie version 2.0. And just like Georgie, Maddie's death is what kickstarts the whole situation that brings in the new group of kids to investigate. And even the new group of kids is nothing but the old group given new faces. Teddy is literally Stan version 2.0 because both of them are from the same family. So we have another Jewish character who has the exact same daddy issues that Stan had with his father. Phil is just Richie version 2.0, all the way down to the wisecracks and the inability to shut up. Lily is just Beverly version 2.0, all the way down to being an outcast at school, but without the daddy issues. And Veronica, or Ronnie, is just Mike version 2.0, but she's female and into movies instead of being male and into the town's history. She even starts as an outsider, just like Mike did, who joins up with the core group once she finds out that they've been witnessing some strange things. And what are the strange things that they've been witnessing? Some of the most predictable scares that a person can see coming from a mile away. The opening features a fake family whom Maddie gets a ride with. The moment that things start to get strange, and you notice that the mother is pregnant, you already know what's going to happen. She's going to give birth to a monster. And guess what happens? Exactly that. Teddy is told about lampshades being made out of the flesh of Jewish people during the Holocaust. So what scary thing happens to him? His bedside lamp turns into a living lampshade made of various faces stitched together that scream and cry in agony. Lily has a scene where she goes to the tub and turns on the water. Right there from the start, you already know what's going to happen. She's going to hear voices coming out of the drain. And that's exactly what happens. She hears Maddie's voice coming from the drain, but instead of it belching up blood afterward, Maddie's fingers come out of the drain. Finally, when all of the kids go to the movie theater to watch a movie for plot reasons, you already know what's gonna happen. Something's gonna come out of the screen just like it did in the movie. And that's exactly what happens. Only instead of it being it that comes out of the screen, it's a bad CGI demon baby. The only piece of originality in this episode is a subplot that takes place at a military base in Derry. Here, we're introduced to Captain Polly Russo and Major Leroy Hanlon. Leroy has come to the base because he's one of a handful of pilots who knows how to fly a new prototype fighter jet that's on the base. And that's all we get on Leroy and Polly for now. But to go to show you how bad this show's writing is, Leroy gets jumped one night by a group of dudes wearing gas masks. Now, first of all, Leroy is living on a military base. Where the hell is the security at? How did a whole group of dudes in steampunk cosplay just traipse into a military base unseen and unheard? Then, only Polly comes to Leroy's rescue, so that makes me assume that they're living in a dorm. You mean to tell me nobody else in that dorm heard the commotion and woke up to investigate? Okay, nobody hit the alarm, no red alert went off, no lights went on, no dog started barking, No soldiers started running, pointing guns and stuff. Like, none of that. In fact, the steampunk fools just traipsed right back on out the base the same way they came in. I'm telling you. And if that's not enough, they didn't even bother to have the kids act time frame appropriate. The setting looks like the 60s. The people dress like it's the 60s. But the kids act and talk like they're from current time. I mean, you have to absolutely not give a damn to get something like that wrong. If I'd have been shown this pilot and asked to greenlight it for series, I'd have said hell no. First of all, tell them to stop using ChatGPT to write their scripts and write their own damn material. And second, tell them to go back to the drawing board and try again. Because what I just saw was straight up garbage. And they ought to be ashamed of that mess. We'll see how the rest of the series pans out, as I do plan to review each episode. But if this first episode is any indication of what viewers can expect from this series, then we are about to see one hell of a train wreck. Thank you all for watching, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this first episode. I'm Paper Zombie, and I'll catch you next time.